Well, I suppose if you saw my short last night, or at any point, you probably know what my low is. Yeah, if you didn't, my green tie accidentally got trapped in the wash when it's supposed to be dry cleaned. So it is. I mean, I could. It's not completely destroyed, but it would take nothing more than a miracle to bring it back to where it was before. So, yeah. Happy Thursday to me. I mean, aside from that, things were pretty good. I actually see my nephews yesterday. That's part of my high. Last night's episode of The Masked Singer, amazing. I mean, I'll get to that in a second. And my act of kindness was, let's see, I brought the garbage in for my folks, emptied and filled the dishwasher. Yeah, that was about it. So, sorry, I'm just like really tired this morning too. Holy cow. I guess I can talk about the Masked Singer right now. I was always going to do that. What am I thinking? If I can just. Okay, so last night was boy band night. I mean, listen, I grew up in the 90s. Like, you were either Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. I mean, I can tell you right now, Backstreet Boys were factually better. And actually, are the Backstreet Boys still together? I keep hearing they break up. Are the Backstreet Boys still together? Yes. Yeah. They're all still together. Whereas NSYNC is not. No, but I mean, here's the thing. Here's how poor of a fan I was of the Backstreet Boys, even though I clearly liked them more than NSYNC. I'm only just looking up their names for the first time right now. Like, I remember there was a guy named Nick, because obviously my name is Nick. And I remember there was a guy named AJ, because I had a friend named AJ. But I don't remember Kevin, I don't remember Brian, I don't remember Howie. So, yeah. That happened. Meanwhile, it wasn't until NSYNC was on Hot Ones that one time I learned all their names. Actually, do I still know their names? Justin, Lance, Joey, JC, Chris. Hey! I actually got it after all this time. Sweet. Okay. But actually, it was a good night last night. We had one person giving away clothes was season 5's Yeti Omarion. That was awesome. But let's talk about the actual competitors themselves. I mean, it's boy band night. Few boy band songs are more iconic than Everybody by the Backstreet Boys. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you've been alive for at least 5 years, you've heard this song at least once, possibly. However, like, I will admit, I really thought that, I mean, yes, obviously there's more boy bands than Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, but I really thought we'd hear a lot more from Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. I mean, the intro of everybody walking in, you know, that was Everybody by the Backstreet Boys. only then to be followed up by Nessie doing "Tearing Up My Heart" by NSYNC. But that's how we got it, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Seriously, that's what happened. It was crazy. Stud Muffin did "Poison" by Belle Biv DeVoe. Belle Bibideau? Okay. Belle Biv DeVoe. Who are they? You know what? I'm not going to try and stir up hatred. Yorkie did "Step by Step" by New Kids on the Block. And Mad Scientist Monster did "I Swear" by All For One. I'll be honest. It's not. I want to say one thing. Given the songs that they were doing, they made the best of what they could do. But there are better boy band songs than like everybody like picked. I really thought this was kind of weak in terms of performance. Not that they weren't trying. I mean, they were clearly trying. I mean, I would say after last night, Mad Scientist Monster is the favorite to be the front runner of Group C for sure. But maybe next week will be better. But speaking of which, next week is the Group C finals, meaning somebody got eliminated last night. And it was Stud Muffin, who turned out to be Method Man. Actually, shout out to Bert Kreischer, because there's actually a joke that Bert used to do about how all rappers have nerdy names. That's why they come up with rapper names. Like Method Man, Clifford, DMX, Earl, and Master P is, his name is Percy. He's like, of course he changed his name to Percy. Can you imagine his mom like, Percy, it's time for dinner. Mom, it's Master P. Oh, no. Yeah, so shout out to Bert Kreischer for that. He has no idea who I am. But after being unmasked, we got treated to a Method Man performing his signature song, "The Rockabilly," as his encore performance. Which also, like, okay, everyone's made a lot of jokes about Nick Cannon, how he has a lot of kids, you know, he's like, you know, he's famous, but like no one really knows why, even though I know for a fact he used to be on All That and he is a rapper. Like, he did the encore performance of the Rottweiler with Method Man. And Nick Cannon was holding his own, man. He was. I mean, there's a reason why he's a rapper. I mean, we tend not to focus on that because of his acting exploits. You know, Drumline. I just mentioned All That earlier. And he's been in a few music videos. Actually, this is how much of a 90s, 2000s kid I am. One of my favorite music videos of all time was, okay, picture this. Anybody remember Jimmy Neutron? The movie that came out in theaters? Okay, well, before Jimmy Neutron became a Nicktoon on Nickelodeon, it was actually a movie produced by Nickelodeon. And they did a remake of Will Smith's famous Parents Just Don't Understand, which was sung by Little Romeo, 3LW, and Nick Cannon. And it was a sick music video. Like, it was. It totally was. It even had a guest star. It even guest starred Whoopi Goldberg, who played Nick Cannon character's mom. It's pretty sweet. Like, seriously, look up Parents Just to Understand Jimmy Neutron And it is like one of the best music videos from the 90s you'll ever see. I mean, at least to me. I can think of music videos from the 90s that are factually better. You know, who's not going to remember Bye Bye Bye, and It's Gonna Be Me from NSYNC. Those are great. As Long as You Love Me by the Backstreet Boys, that's a great music video. I mean, wow, I just realized what a music video is supposed to do. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you hear the song regardless, but the music video actually gives way for the song to tell a story, if it's able to. I mean, some music videos are better at that than others, but when I think about it, like that Parents Just Understand remake music video I just told you with Romeo, Nick Cannon, and 3LW, like, that actually told a pretty coherent story. I mean, when Will Smith did it, that really was more of like a guy going through a day in his life. This remake could really be told more as an anthology. Like, each of those performers I just mentioned gets their own verse. So, yeah. Man, this just brought me back to when I was a kid again. Shoot. I'm actually feeling a lot better after last night, considering I lost my tie. I'm actually feeling better. This is pretty cool. So, Stud Muffin, better known as Method Man, is out. So now we have Nessie, Yorkie, and Mad Scientist Monster with the Group C finals next week, which is Decades Night. Decades Night's kind of a weird thing. Well, not weird, just rather difficult to pinpoint because, listen, music's been around for hundreds of years. You know, if anything, you really just couldn't make centuries now, if we're being honest. But obviously it's Decades Night for, how long modern music, making music videos and stuff like that has been around. So it's really hard to really speculate what songs could potentially be done next Wednesday. It's possible that one of the performers could go all the way back to like the 30s and 40s and do a song from that era. It's possible that we're in the 2020s. Someone could do a song from this very decade. I know we just had boy band night last night, but the 90s, that's a great decade for you. Really, when you think about it, there's always been decent music in every decade. Granted, you can make the case that some decades have more consistent good music than others. But if I really wanted to, if I was so inclined, and I did a little research, of course, I guarantee I could find at least one good song in every decade from the time that, we started paying attention to music to right now. Which, how long is music gonna... Actually, here's a question to ask. Okay, so get this. Music likely predates modern humans, with evidence suggesting musical activity dating back to at least 40,000 years, possibly even earlier. Obviously, there's no way we could ever really guess what kind of music they had all the way to that time. But, I mean, again, I really wouldn't say I'm wrong in saying, yeah, we're having decades night, but you could probably have centuries night if you really want to. I mean, they would never do that sort of thing, but you could. So, ultimately, I had a lot of fun last night watching The Masked Singer. It was great seeing Method Man do his thing. I'm glad I actually got to shout out to Bert Kreischer for the joke that I said earlier. That's really what Bert Kreischer said, the joke I mentioned earlier. Shout out to Method Man for being, goated, as we all know he is. Shout out to Nessie, Yorkie, and Mad Scientist Monster for bringing it to the Group C finals. Yeah, man, this is just a lot of fun. It's great that I can feel like a kid again after an episode like this. And Lord knows what's coming up in the, think about it, Group C finals are next week. And then we have, I think it's the Super Six? I forget what Nick Cannon referred to it as. And then, that's when the competition really heats up. I mean, right now, I would say it's pretty even between Nessie, Yorkie, and Mad Scientist Monster. I mean, two of them are going to go next, are going to head to the Group C finals next, or going to head to, the Super Six after the next week. So, man, the only real clear, for sure going to the Super Six right now would be Mad Scientist Monster for me. But again, that's just me. But for sure, I'm definitely going to take advantage of the fact that last night I felt like a kid again, listening to the music I grew up with. I mean, listen, boy bands are everywhere. You couldn't hide from them. So embrace them. And we got a lot of really great music from boy bands. So I'm good. Hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm here at home this video for all you guys watching Joe for today. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, for you guys want to talk channel, you'll be here to let me know. Hold your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.